Hey everyone, so this is a bit of a follow-up to a previous video I recently did on GNOME not being particularly user-friendly to newbies, in that there are quite a few functions that you would consider to be normal that aren't really present because they have such a stripped-down aesthetic in the vanilla version of GNOME. So I was running Fedora on that video, and I still am, but this is the Cosmic desktop. So this is the desktop used by System 76 for their Pop OS. And it was originally forked or taken from GNOME and tweaked and, customized to their liking. And they've now decided to rewrite it in Rust as its own thing. And they're also making it available to other distros other than Pop OS, like Fedora in this case. It's very easy to install. This is for instructions for Fedora 40. I have Fedora 41, but the process is exactly the same. Basically, you run an update, enable the COPR repository, and then just install the Cosmic desktop. When you restart, you can choose the Cosmic desktop as startup here, and then you're good to go. So this is running extremely well, actually, it's still an alpha. And I've been running this for about a day, and it's been great. It hasn't crashed or anything, which is remarkable for an alpha, I would say. The one thing I wasn't too sure about was that I noticed it has this bar around the little highlight around the active window. And I thought that might be kind of funkified and I wouldn't like it, but actually I don't mind it at all. You can change the color of it too, either to be more highlighted or more muted. And that might be something they allow you to disable in the future. But like I say, this is still alpha, so there might be some major changes before it's actually released. The only one thing I found so far that I didn't like or couldn't find how to change was the fact that in the other video I mentioned I like to be able to see background apps that are running. In particular, I have a cloud-based external drive that I use, or a cloud-based drive that I use, and there's an indicator that would usually show up here in the top bar that shows you when the cloud app is syncing, that kind of thing. I haven't been able to find out yet how to do that on here. I don't know if that's something that will be available later, or I went, for example, to the desktop here, went into the dock settings and the panel settings and so on. I couldn't find a way to do it, but as I say, it's, not a huge deal. But this runs surprisingly well. I've been running OBS on it, KDE or Kdenlive. This might be a nice alternative to the default vanilla GNOME desktop. As I mentioned in the other video, most or many distros that present GNOME as a desktop add things to it themselves to make it a little more user-friendly. But the vanilla GNOME is very stripped back. So this Cosmic, as I mentioned, was based on GNOME originally, but this has the little functions and doodads and so on in there already baked into the desktop. So it's a pretty nice alternative. It's still a GNOME-like experience, but it's its own thing, and it's going to be available for different distros like Fedora. So I think that's pretty great. Let me know what you think about this. Have you tried the new Cosmic desktop at all, or are you familiar with the original one in Pop OS? I like it quite a bit, I have to say. It's pretty impressive. So that's another video in the can. If you found this informative or interesting, please consider liking and subscribing down below. And remember, be excellent to each other.